مشاهدينا رجعت لكم من البريك. أنا جويل برحب فيكم مجددا كمان بهالفكرة الدبلوماسية. بيسعدني بهالمناسبة رحب بسعادة القنصل العام لإثيوبيا السيد تيميسغن أومر. دانا الدرج. Excellency, you're most welcome here in Mariam TV platforms. It's a great honor to hosting you again and seeing you again. First, how long have you been here in Lebanon as a diplomat, and what are your thoughts about Lebanon?
I stayed seven to 8 months. My stay here, it is a little bit. I came in difficult times. Lebanon is a very beautiful country. It is a very hospitable people.
Thank you.
We have a socio-economic relationship that goes back to centuries. So the Lebanon's relationship with Ethiopia is like the Ethiopian relationship with all Arab countries. It goes back to millennia. The Ethiopian
goes back to very old times.
Old
Excellency.
times, yes. It is recalled that the Ethiopian king named Najashi gave refuge for those the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, who migrated to Ethiopia when they were pursued by the Quraysh people because of their religion. The Ethiopian king, who was Christian, hosted them. So it is the relationship is really religious, economic, social. So that is how we see Lebanon part of the Arab
based
world.
on strong pillars.
Yes,
we can say that.
yes.
Exactly. What are the challenges that you have faced or confronted in your capacity as a diplomat?
Here in Lebanon, I came a little bit at difficult times. We are in the pandemic crisis, the COVID crisis, which has affected not only Ethiopians living in Lebanon, but the Lebanese life is also affected. So that is part of the problem.
Unfortunately, the whole world is affected.
Yes, the whole world is affected. So this is a little bit difficult time, and economic problems. That is a little bit challenge. As diplomat, we could not, without meeting, we cannot make any diplomatic efforts.
Exactly.
But because of this pandemic, we cannot move. We cannot meet. We cannot meet. So
you cannot enhance you cannot enhance your diplomatic relationships with others, because everybody is being on the net, precisely, only. Excellency, what's the bilateral relationship between Lebanon and Ethiopia? Of course, it dates back to centuries, as you said. Can you give us more details about this relationship?
The relationship between Ethiopia and Lebanon is as strong as it used to be. It is the economic relationship. There are investors. There are Lebanese investors in Ethiopia. There is a good amount of exchange of trade between the two countries before the crisis.
Mainly trading with what?
Trading like coffee, like medicine, exchanging of medicine from here, different construction equipments.
Manpower.
Well, this is something another issue.
Yes.
This is, when I'm talking about,
we will discuss about it. Yes, later on.
And moreover, there is social relationship. There are many Ethiopians who are married to Lebanese, so there is a strong bond between the two countries. There are Ethiopian workers also coming and helping the Lebanese families So
thanks to them.
Yeah, so
exactly.
This is also part of the relationship that strengthens the relation between the two countries.
So we can say, Excellency, that this is a very strong bond between Ethiopia and Lebanon, and the relationship is very important, dating back or going back to centuries until current date.
Yes.
And nowadays, with the pandemic, unfortunately, Corona is everywhere. How can you tell us, what can you tell us about the domestic workers not coming anymore to Lebanon?
Yeah, the domestic workers are not coming here because we are not in a position to conclude the labor agreement between the two countries. It is because of this. There need to be protection.
Now
yes,
the agreement is pending, I understand from you.
Yes, it's pending, yes. So we have not concluded the agreement. So still we are on negotiation.
Usually the agreement is between the Ministry of Labor, you
No,
mean,
it's between the two governments.
The two governments,
yes,
okay.
The two governments. It's not between the ministries. It is,
okay.
It is government, between government, yeah.
What are the terms and conditions in order to conclude a similar agreement?
Well, we have different conditions. That, of course, those conditions are nothing new. It is about making sure that the rights of these workers are respected, protected, and they are enjoying freedom as well as a human being.
Freedom on Sundays.
Yeah, for their vacation. There are different issues.
And especially now that you have the economic situation and the exchange of dollars to Lebanese pounds, it's not really easy. The dollar now is skyrocketing, and it's not easy to pay in dollars. It's really hard, Excellency. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it has affected many Ethiopians. They are not being paid. We are talking with the concerned authorities just to make sure that these ladies are paid.
Definitely.
Because that is their right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Perfectly true. What can you tell us about the pandemic in Ethiopia?
Well, before going into about pandemic, it has affected the political, social, economic affairs as it did everywhere. During the pandemic, the government postponed election. The election should have been taken place last year in 2020, but it was postponed because of this. Because the public health is of a matter of priority.
Definitely, and it is affected.
Yeah. When we postponed, the government postponed this election, there was part of a party that is used to be one of the part of the coalition of the governing political parties leading in the Tigray region. They were opposing the postponement, but it was for the public safety that it was postponed. And they were not also, they were against the reforms that Ethiopian government was doing. And in October 2020, they attacked the Ethiopian Northern Command, and the Ethiopian National Defense Forces took the rule of law operation in that region, and now it is settled now. So this has affected. It has affected the lives of people because people were displaced because of this unprovoked attack by the regional militia and so when the government took the rule of law operation, people were displaced. People were also then after they escaped from the regional capital, they started to attack in different areas. So because
and a lot of losses occurred.
Yeah, there is lives are lost, but many people were displaced. And now the Ethiopian government has
Displaced where to?
displaced.
Excellency.
Majority is internal displacement. The majority.
The majority.
The majority is in internal displacement, and certain in thousands they fled to Sudan. That was the situation. The second, when the Ethiopian government moved its forces from the border, from Sudan border to the north part, the Sudanese government forces they took a disputed land at the border in Ethiopia, which the Ethiopian government was very clear that border issue cannot be resolved by force, and it has to be resolved by peaceful means. And that is still
negotiations.
Yeah, it's through negotiation. It cannot be enforced by using force. So Ethiopian government wants to resolve this issue in that situation. Yeah. Regarding the pandemic, the Ethiopian government, from the very beginning, as I said, it not only postponed election, government offices were for some time closed, and then we cannot close down, shut down all movement of people, because the government and the people cannot afford to close and shut everything. Because of this, there was a semi shutdown, and different regulations were set.
Strict measures in order to avoid the pandemic.
Yes, pandemic. So that was continued, and we are very much happy that it has decreased the number of victims. It is not,
Sure.
yeah.
And what's about safe inoculation and the vaccinated people? Out of approximately how many?
Recently, it's not more than 3 million. I have no recent data, but in March it was around 3 million. Exactly, but the number by this time it must rise. Yeah.
And the death rate, approximately, was it a high rate?
No. It's not comparable to any major African countries. Yes, it's not comparable, really. Even the population that we have is more than 110 million, and when you compare this death rate, even in terms of numbers, it is not comparable to other African affected areas.
What types
regions.
of vaccines are you spreading in Ethiopia? Or taken by the population, to say the least?
There are different mixtures, different mixes. Yeah, it's not only one type. Yeah.
Excellency, what are the future projects for the General Consulate of Ethiopia in Lebanon that you may embark upon, or what are the old events that you have done so far?
This year we have helped the return of around more than 5,000 Ethiopians to their home back. I think this is a great support, because they wanted to go back, because the economic condition was not good for them. So they requested our assistance, and with the help of the General Security and other authorities, we managed to return more than 5,000 Ethiopians.
More than 5,000?
Yes.
During which months?
Since July 2020.
Starting from there?
Yeah, since starting July 2020, we have returned around 5,000, more than 45,000 ladies. Not only that, we were also providing, with the help of ILO, we were providing shelter as well.
Shelter houses for domestic helpers?
Yes, those who
stopped working.
Around 780 ladies were provided support from 4 up to 7 months. So
wow, this is
yeah,
a perfect step that you have done.
Yeah, we have also managed in that regard. For some ladies, we also mobilized from different organizations ticket those who are not who cannot afford to pay their ticket to Ethiopia. We have managed to find sponsors for them. So we mobilized some resources.
Mainly, who are the sponsors, Excellency, from Lebanon?
Some are in Lebanon and some are outside Lebanon. Mostly the IOM, ILO, small Ethiopian groups. There are different Ethiopian groups. Which, if I have to name one, I have to name all because exactly. There are many. Yeah. So we have succeeded in that regard. Yeah. Apart from that, we have been also working in diplomatic in our diplomatic effort to update the negotiation about the GERD, the Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, to different concerned authorities, especially the negotiations between Sudan, Ethiopia, and Egypt, with the chairmanship of African Union. Was being carried. Of course, we have not reached negotiation. Still, we are in the process, and we believe the agreement could be reached if all parties negotiate with good faith.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's
so
hope all the good faith.
Yeah. So
during negotiations.
Yeah. So in the future, we will continue to help our relationship between the two countries, to strengthen the relationship between the two countries, and to help Ethiopians
as much as we can.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
By the end of our episode, what's your message to the Ethiopian domestic helpers here in Lebanon in your language, please?
For all our Ethiopian compatriots here, I have to say
in Ethiopian language, and then you translate for us.
Okay. ለሁሉም ኢትዮጵያውያን እንኳን ለትንሣኤ በዓል አደረሳችሁ እላለሁኝ። አሁን በትንሣኤ ላይ ናችሁ ያላችሁት፣ እንኳን በሰላም አደረሳችሁ ብዬ እላለሁኝ። ጾሙንም በሰላም በጤና ያስፈታችሁ እላለሁኝ። ለሙስሊም ወንድሞችም እና እህቶች እንደዚሁ እንኳን በሰላም ለረመዳን ጾም አደረሳችሁ እላለሁኝ። እንዲሁም መልካም ቆይታ ይሁንላችሁ። ችግር ቢኖር እኛ ጋር እየመጣችሁ ያለውን ሁኔታ መረጃ እየተለዋወጥን እንደግፋችኋለን እላለሁ።
Can you translate, Excellency?
What I said is for Ethiopians who are Christians, Orthodox Christians, I said I extended my well wish for happy Easter. And for Muslims, happy Ramadan. And I also relayed that we are available will be available at their disposal whenever they need us.
Excellency Teimisghen Omer, General Consul to Ethiopia, thank you for being with us.
Yes.
For best endeavors and best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for providing with this.
مشاهدينا بريك وبرجع لكم.